Peace world, welcome to Foundation Radio on the Premier Podcast Network with another Foundation Chat. My name is Adam Bernard, and I'm here with former WWE champion, and hopefully...
Well, no, hold on
a second.
Minute. You can't just breeze right through. I'm former WWE champion and just breeze on too.
My apologies.
You know how we do it? You better get your hips right.
All right, ready? You ready? You ready?
WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You tried to wrestle the heavyweight too. We space everything out.
Man, I'm so sorry. I'm nervous. It's been. I've had a lot of coffee. It's WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Kofi Kingston. How are you,
sir?
Man?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. Good to be seen.
I wanted to start with a question. I'm a dad of 4. I know you're a dad of 3.
Yeah.
I saw a video where you were doing a speech for Robert Morris University in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And I saw your kids climbing all over you.
Yes.
And I felt that in my bones.
Yeah.
So every time I start an interview, it's usually, hey, my kids are going to be beating at the door. What's the best part about being a dad?
Oh my gosh, the journey itself, and that's a cop-out answer because it's like everything is great.
Yeah.
Like all the phases, you know, when they're young, and especially now, like my daughter just turned 2, and Facebook will always have like, you know, on this day 2 years ago this happened, and she looks like a little blob, and to see her now and having her own opinion and like bossing the boys around, and like, you know, I joke about it, like the boys used to say. When she was in the belly, they would be like, "Oh, you know, if it's a girl in there, we're not gonna play with her." Yep. And now she's running the house. Yep. They fight over like who gets to take care of her, and they want to take her out, and they drive around on like the little Power Wheels thing. So it's just a journey, man. Like, and my oldest son now is almost 11 years old, which is crazy, you know. So when you've been a dad for like over a decade, you know, it's my biggest pride, my joy. It's an honor to be a father, and I'm just having so much fun, even still.
It is weird to be a dad for over a decade. My oldest is 10 now as well. He'll be 11 this year too, and it's like, where did the time go, right? And then again, it's just the dynamics of being a dad, but also in a public spotlight, I'm sure is pretty wild. But I wanted to ask you as another question as well. I know you're a fan of Big Boy from Outkast, okay? Yeah. I wanted to know, did you hear the unreleased verse on the Frank Ocean record that had Andre 3000? Have you heard that yet?
I have not. No.
So hopefully after this, I'll send it over to you. Okay. It is unbelievable.
I'm going to check it out. It doesn't surprise me. He's an amazing lyricist, and I think really underrated. And when you think about Outkast and like the dynamic of the two of them, the way that they are almost like, not polar opposites, but their styles are so different. Yeah. But they're like, you know, yin and yang, but when they come together, they make it all work, you know? Yeah. And the fact that like, even if you go back and listen to like a lot of Outkast music now, it still holds up. Absolutely. Like Speaker Box and The Love Below, you put that in, and you can listen to it like the entire double CD. Y'all have CDs anymore? You know? So, just two incredibly talented individuals for sure. And when they come together for like you almost feel like it shouldn't work, you know? Yeah. But for whatever reason it does, like they're hand in glove. It's one of my favorite groups of all time.
So now that you mentioned Three Stacks, I got to know, did you listen to the Flute album, and what was your thought?
So I listened to maybe like half of the first song. And I didn't get through it. Okay. But I'll tell you this, man. So, and I got this same vibe with like Kanye West on which one was it? I forget which one it was, but it's with Yeezy Season Approach and what album is that? Why can't I think of the album?
It's not Yeezus, is it?
Yeezus, yeah. That's so when I first listened to Yeezus, I wasn't ready for it. I'm like, oh my God, what is Kanye doing? But then I go back years later, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So he was ahead of his time, you know? So Andre 3000 is a very eccentric individual, and I will never question his musical talent or what he chooses to put out there, because he's on a different level than all of us. Yeah. And we can laugh about him like, oh my God, this is like flute music or whatever, but everyone's still talking about the album. And I wouldn't be surprised if 6-7 years down the line, you're listening to the whole thing like all the way through, and he's ahead of his time. So, we'll see what happens though.
So I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from the Philadelphia area. Now we're on the road to WrestleMania. I want to know, do you have a favorite cheesesteak place you stop at when you come to Philly?
No, I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. Okay. I used to, there was the one, what's the one guy's name? It's like a dude. Is there like, I don't know what his name is. He's like, it's like the name of a man.
It's Geno's Pats.
Geno's or something. Okay. Yes. I used to do that when I would eat meat, but now the thought of putting a dead body in my mouth actually disgusts me.
That's fair. I don't think I want to do that now either.
I can't
But
do it anymore.
listen,
That's me.
when you get to Philly, I'll recommend some great vegan places because there's a lot of good stuff out there.
There is a lot of good
yeah.
vegan spots out there too. I got cousins over there.
So I have another question. I know the news has been swirling around the New Day about this Meaty Men Invitational, okay? And I'm hoping to catch up with Big E later, but I want to know who would be in your Meaty Men Invitational.
Well, I would definitely put E in there for sure, in some way, shape, or form. You know, gosh, I'm looking over at Bronson over there. You know, he got a suit on, you know, and he got some Travis Scott sneakers on. But don't let that fool you when he takes that off. That is a meaty man right there. Ivar, of course, has got to be in there. That is a meaty athlete. Obi Femi.
Yeah.
He's got some meat
That's
on
a big
him.
boy. That's a big boy.
That's a real big boy.
Yeah.
But then you talk about big boys, you got to talk about Omos.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different kind of meat. You know, a little bit leaner, but it's still meaty nonetheless. So you got a lot of meaty guys in there, and I think it has to happen now.
Yeah.
It's got to happen.
Yeah.
We got to keep putting it into the universe.
Kofi, I want to thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to seeing you in the Rumble tomorrow.
Yeah,
and thanks for catching up with us on the Foundation Chat.